Q&A today. Hey, I heard the ding ding. We're early, guys. We ain't fucking
What's up?
We are not effing around today. Actually, we are. Today is a whatever happens Friday.
Yes.
Way to come back from a 2-week vacation or a 2-month vacation, whatever it was. Seems like forever, 2014, damn. Oh. I'm sorry, just memories.
I remember it like it was 2 weeks ago.
So, how are you doing, man?
Doing good.
Like,
Doing
I need
good.
to ask. I mean, we were just talking on Skype, on Facebook. We had that hangout last night that we did for Mark Luckenberg.
Yep.
And his group of characters talking about leads, which sadly you will see that there's only 2 of us today. Bill had to hopefully reschedule, but it's a tad of a disappointment we don't have somebody cooler for you to see.
Just us.
Yeah, it's just us. I tried to start a band called Justice, but it was spelled just us.
Nice.
It was all marketing, but it didn't go well.
Ah, shit.
It's really bad when everybody in the band hates each other.
Yeah.
And you try to be creative. It's like, yeah, whatever. See, now 3 people just jumped in and went, what the hell? Is this the rock and roll show? No, this is SEO with a rock and roll attitude.
Exactly.
So we were going to talk with Bill, and we kind of set things up yesterday with talking about the leads that are available to you. Just hit up Byron. It's his stuff. Because it was going to be would it be a prequel or a prelude to today's show, talking about one of the most important and least discussed aspects of marketing online, or that system. I'm sorry, I just got a big old document cache issue. Do you want to repair the problem? No.
No.
So if the computer goes down, I've got to crash.
I'll be here.
But it's sales. You know, it's craziness, but no matter how many tools, how many things, how many whatevers you've got, if you don't sell anybody, it doesn't matter, you know, and that's what we were talking about last night was, you know, you got to talk to people. Kevin said it's okay. We can ask him anything we need to. So he's here.
Oh, he's here? Good.
You know Kevin.
I know.
He's from SimEasy. He's funny. He's funny.
What's up,
he just
Kevin?
usually never shows his face. We need to get him on the show and have him jump on and discuss some cool shit. Thanks for being here, Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, you also directed and wrote and produced some of the greatest movies ever. Or is that the wrong Kevin Smith?
No, it's the right one.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it, man. I love it. I love their webcasts. No, so you go out, you create a website, and whether you're using the DA plugin or the RAS plugin or whatever, you put up a big picture that says "Rent me, I'm #1," like I did. It doesn't matter. People aren't going to come and just call you up most of the time. Sometimes they will, but more than likely, nobody's calling you. It's just like making an affiliate site and not promoting it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what the hell? You know, you've got this great site about 3D televisions, yet you've got no backlinks, no nothing. You're sitting there in the world of, you know, how many trillions of websites out there, and you expect to make a fortune at Christmas time, but nobody knows you even exist, which is SEO business. Go take a look at Craigslist in your area. Hit the little bottom right-hand side, it says like gigs or something. Click on the computer thing and watch how many people will do web design for $349. You'll be amazed. At least in Phoenix, Cleveland, and California, there were a few thousand this morning. And I thought that was great. Now, here's the thing. How many business owners are out trolling Craigslist looking for a web designer? They aren't, in my opinion. No. Most of them are typing in web design Phoenix in Google. Believe it or not, Craigslist does not always show up.
In fact, I can weigh in on that. I used to do Craigslist posting because one of my competitors here in Idaho, he used to do that, and I thought that's how he was getting a lot of leads. But come to find out, he barely did any business. I actually ran into him face to face one time. But we would both do Craigslist auto posting every week. I got like one client in 6 months, not even worth the effort, and it was this low budget thing. It was a big headache. So Craigslist is very limited.
Well, yeah, if you want cheap computer repair, go ahead, but you're going to get subpar stuff. Believe me, I've got a couple of computers in here that I could throw a new hard drive in and sell on Craigslist for $500-600.
Yeah.
And just say gently used. It's like eBay. Gently used iPhone. The screen's completely smashed in.
Yeah, gently used until I smashed it.
Exactly. And there's all this different stuff. It's where are you going to be marketing? What is the return you're going to get? If you're auto posting and Joe Schmo's auto posting, and that's just two of you in Idaho, and you both are auto posting probably every hour, and they're probably shit ads. What are you going to get out of it? One of the things that I absolutely hate, and here's the thing, I love looking at the houses and office space. And you can see people who hire auto posters or really inexpensive outsourcers that post, and the houses aren't real. You can tell by the ad, when they say deposit, we'll send you a list of 5,000 houses you qualify for. It's like, who's falling for this?
But I love the ones. Yeah, they're like, in my area, it's like $400, and it shows like this 3,000 square foot house, and it like top and bottom level. I'm like, no, I know housing is cheaper in Idaho, but that's at least like $1,500 a month, $1,200 a month. It's not like this freaking 3,000 square foot house for like $400.
And again, I understand that there's a market for Craigslist. There has been. But I'm not really sure I want to go to a chiropractor who's got 15 ads every day on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Because I know his budget is being used in the wrong way. I've got some great stuff that I've talked about before using different videos and video systems to promote local in such a way that you really open up people's views. And Craigslist has never been one of my things. Now, I'm on Craigslist all the time looking around, seeing what's available, splitting some, here in Phoenix, I want to get about 5 or 6 guys who do this, who got, $150, $250 a month to throw in and get an office.
Yeah.
That way we have access to conference rooms, and a couple of other things that bring out a different look. And we're all independent, but we can have the same address, all the high speed, all that stuff, conference rooms available, a little bit more of a cool mystique to us, a big black outline of Heisenberg on the door that just says, internet marketing, be warned, something crazy. And just make it kind of a cool place to go to work, and you still have that geek alone in your office, but you need to go talk to somebody. You can go talk to whoever's hungover like a mother from staying up at a 2 a.m. webinar.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I've wanted to do that too. It's too bad that I'm, you're in AZ and I'm in ID, but it's.
If either one of us was in a different location, we'd have that office tomorrow.
Oh, we would, absolutely.
We'd probably end up with a warehouse so we could shoot like massive, hardcore movies. Just for promos,
Exactly.
Big Hollywood budget. You need your pizza delivered in 5 minutes. Like,
huge lights.
Yeah. Steven Spielberg, please. So looking at where it is, and that's to kind of pull back around, was the whole Q&A that we were kind of doing about the leads yesterday. The quality of the leads, why the hell you need them, and the reason you need them is where you're getting these leads from. And look at that, I lagged out. Where you get your leads from is going to tell you the quality of the client you're probably going to end up with. If you want the $350 ad on Craigslist client, they're going to expect a $5,000, promotion. They're going to want that high flash, intertwined carousels, and all this other shit, and you really don't want that. Not for $350. Not in my book. Not me. I ain't got time for it.
And to answer, Doug's got a good point about, is that type of candidate good for a landlord site? And I would say, to a point, it is. That's where, let's say you've got a couple pages, you want to, rent them out for $100, $200, $300, or your whole site, however you've got it in the landlord style. Yeah, you could probably hit up people on Craigslist. I think that would be a decent tactic, but in order to go after some more heavy hitter type, $1,500, $2,000 a month type projects, I think Craigslist is few and far between on that end.
Yeah, well, and I'm glad you brought Doug up. That would be the guy that I would say, I have a ranked site.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a low value keyword, and be like, hey, you're looking for a website. I'd be willing to do your website for this, and look, I'm already set up, and then do the DA overlay.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he is already number one, and you've got a decent looking website. And I'm talking, man, for $350, you better have a 5-page website. The front page has got the map, set up an appointment, a picture of the doctor, a little bit about, and then policies. And that's it. You're not getting the blog. I'm not setting you up with, a major autoresponder. I'm going to flood you with crap spam emails that you're going to be like, what do we do? Well, we integrate a great autoresponder that helps cut that stuff out. Well, how much is that? It's about $100 a month. You set them up on GetResponse for $35. You pocket, $65. You're good.
Yep. Absolutely.
Go ahead.
There's definitely ways to do that, and I think if that's one of your tactics, great. I mean, that's something cool to have. If there's a lot of chiropractors or whoever posting on Craigslist, get a couple pages ranked, and try to rent them out. I mean, that's, if you want to have that as one of your business tactics, I mean, it would be something decent. I mean, I would even consider that as well. But, as far as like a straight up SEO client,
Well, they're not going to have the budget that you're going to want. I mean, if you need $100, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Definitely go for it. I'm not saying that, you can't try to get them up. But if these guys are spamming, they just think getting their face out there is
going to help them.
Be the way to make it. And in that case, take their logo, do a screen capture, stretch it out in your video editing software for 30 seconds, have their contact number under it, make that your video, upload it to YouTube, backlink the crap out of it, just spam the shit out of it. When it hits number one, turn around and go, hey, look, I created this for you. That is more powerful than your Craigslist advertising, because you already have 301 views. That guy's not going to know that 301 views is the cutoff to make sure that your links aren't shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, there's ways to do that. It's just that, I don't want that type of client because he's such a pain in the ass. He's going to negotiate the $350 right off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
After he gets you down to about 180, 150, he's then going to call you up and say, can we change the tone of that magenta just a little bit more towards wallpaper tonalities? You're going to be like, what the fuck? Dude.
And he'll do that a couple times a week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that pink is really hot now. Can we change the colors of the website? Yeah. No, dude, this is not, website on demand.
When I literally started a few years ago and I started grabbing some of my own clients, they were really small, few $100s a month or one time like $300-400 for a full-blown website, just because I was getting my my work out there. I would have the most ridiculous things. I'd spend the entire month switching a site back and forth and all these different tweaks because I didn't know what scope creep was. I didn't know like you had to have a deliverables list. I was very new in it, so I would make all these changes thinking, holy crap, is this what web design is? And then I soon realized it's not.
It's your web design, but
yeah.
I sat down with my wife to talk to a client who was a house painter. And I said, okay, great. This is going to be the budget. And they're like, well, we can afford this. And I went, oh, okay, we'll take it. It was like $400 a month.
Yeah.
So we do this big whole promotion. I know they're getting phone calls. I've got the tracker going and everything else. And she calls me up and she goes, can we target aluminum siding? And I'm like, oh, okay, so you want to pull down the aluminum siding and, then paint the house. That's cool. She's like, no, we want to install it. And I said, well, how the hell does a house painter transfer over to aluminum siding installer? And she's like, well, we're going to go into the whole construction industry. We want to do it all. I'm like, but you're PhoenixHousePainting.com. Who the hell's going to look for siding on Phoenix House, to get a quote, they have it installed.
Yeah, even if the page is on that site, people will be confused.
Exactly, and I was just like, wow, no. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, people aren't calling, so I'm giving them everything they want. Like, well, we're not getting quality calls. I'm like, well, you're not spending quality money.
Exactly.
You can't just hand out, a business card and expect, Donald Trump to say, oh, shit, I remember you. Can you come help decorate, Trump Towers in Vegas from your 30-cent freaking Vistaprint card that you got for free, because you paid shipping.
And you can't, be a paint shop and then, I've had clients do that same thing too. They're good at one thing, but then they think that, oh, I'm hiring you on. Okay, now we can do 10 different industries under the same umbrella. It's like, well, let's have 10 different campaigns for that. I've had them to where they're totally scatterbrained, and then they think, well, let's rank for this and this and this, and they have to say, okay, these are totally separate areas. We can do that, but one, I don't want to waste your time if your business can't even handle this, and two, it's really not. It's a totally different campaign than this other industry that you're in.
And it's just you got to get the expectations, which is then your client expectations.
Yeah.
And why setting them is so important because they think that they're going to rule the world. You're not. Well, I want to be on page 1 for a house painter. Okay, you're going after Sherwin-Williams. One, and that's just off the top of my head. Dutch Boy, Sears, any of these big companies that are going to do it. Home Depot. These guys spend millions.
Yeah.
Your $340 is not going to cut it, man. And
they've got an SEO team with maybe like 10 or 15 people who are each getting paid $80K a year.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're breaking some rules too. JC.
Oh, absolutely. Why do you think these big sites like, what was it, JCPenney or something a couple years ago, they got this massive Google slap, and then Google manually undid it after JCPenney fixed it. They're such a big presence that they did that, Well,
not only that, but they were not only doing the black hat shit, but they were also paying for ads.
Yeah.
And you just slapped us. I'm going to pull my $300,000 a month off your, and they were whoa.
So I'm sure Google was like, okay, let's figure this out. You can't tell me they didn't.
And they hands-on.
Yeah.
They had a team going, okay, let's fix this.
Yeah.
We understand you didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah. And even if you did, we'll give you a freebie.
Yes. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna cause ripples in the world, and then we'll fix it for you, and everything will be fine.
Yep.
Needless to say, JCPenney's closes 400 stores that same year.
Yeah.
Christine, good to see ya. She says we could start a co-working space. Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't have that time. I just want to go to an office and sit down and be like, here's my cool looking desktop shit, and let's make some money, fuckers.
Exactly.
Sorry. So yes, no, that you can do a co-working space. There are a couple. They're just on the east side of Phoenix, and I'm not driving an hour to go hang out with the cool kids. I want to stay right here. There's a nice little high-rise here in town. That's a high-rise. It's 6 stories. My wife's like, dude, that's a garage. She managed like 50-story downtown Cleveland spaces and stuff. She's like, yeah, that's a small little hut. And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Dude, like the tallest building here on this side of the Boise's got some taller buildings, but over here on the east side of the state, literally, I think there's a hotel that's like 8 stories, and that's like the biggest thing in town.
You guys have silos that are bigger than that.
I know, literally, like the water tower is like 3 times as big as the tallest building with floors. It's like, it's crazy.
Well, you guys have to be low to the ground so you can pick your potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's got to be, you know what? If you want a mansion, it's spread over like 3 acres. They don't build up. We build out.
18 rooms, 700 acres of land.
Exactly.
Everybody gets their own little golf cart for inside.
Yep. We build down basements.
Doug says, not offering a customized site, and at that kind of money, you can hire a commish guy to sell them. Absolutely. If you could get somebody to do that, I would jump on it. I'd jump on it. If you can find commish salesmen who are worth anything in the Phoenix area, please send them to me. I will pay you a headhunter's fee for finding me somebody who's got half a brain. Ed Stapleton says, your hair is bigger than that.
Absolutely. See, that's the point. And
he didn't even do his makeup today.
No, I didn't even do anything today.
Oh, let's see what Doug says here. Since we got some interaction here. What the hell? Why? My screen is small. How does Tiga always get in on these links? Sorry, Tiga, gotta eject you, brother. Today's not Q&A inside. We're gonna be doing that though. We're gonna be doing that. I do want to bring up. We are going to be using a different platform, probably starting next week. And a whole. Well, it's going to help with us with the show because we're going to be in Vegas. There's going to be the Friday show.
Yeah.
Which you'll be. Oh, Friday. Yeah. Oh, Friday's before the show. It's the day before. Day before I leave.
Okay, yeah, and I'm leaving Sunday.
Right. Show starts Sunday.
Yeah.
And then it does its thing. So, cool. That just answered that question. So Friday will be the prep for it, and we'll use the new setup.
Okay.
And it's going to be really cool, guys. And we'll walk everybody through the way we'll be using this. It's going to be super stealth, but it gives us the ability to keep a couple of things undercover because we're going to be doing interviews with different guys at the show and releasing them without announcement. Or not a whole lot of announcement. We're not going to give you a week's notice of who it is or what it is. We'll probably just be like, hey, we're going live on Google Hangouts in 20 minutes. Boom. And do guerrilla-style interviews with these guys and gals and companies. And if you're down with affiliate stuff, that's the whole reason that we're going. I was talking with the wife last night, and she was like, okay, so SEO and affiliates, how does this work? And I'm like, affiliates are super freaking ninjas when it comes, because they're competing with 10,000 other people selling Viagra too.
Yeah. So they gotta have good.
They gotta be down and dirty and quick, and they've got to know shit in advance, and they've got to be willing to spend money on PPC, and you know how scalable is a project? What do they do to test? So all of that type of stuff. And believe it or not, we as providers of SEO can get hired by those guys because they need a team and they've got 50 different things going on. It's easier to send it out to a different guy, and if you're within their budget and you can perform good, and they'll do that all day long and have you in charge of a campaign for them, which could be, you know, a percentage of the sales, and these guys handle all of that. Now, hopefully that's the type of information we'll be able to get to everybody. I'm not asking anybody to, you know, spill the beans on all the shit they're doing, but
Oh yeah, we'll get some good stuff. I mean, we've already got meetings lined up. I mean, we're gonna, once we get there, I mean, we'll bring some good stuff to you guys. Hopefully a few videos over the, you know, 2 or 3 days that we're actively like having meetings and stuff.
And hopefully I can break out the camera and show a couple behind the scenes party fouls that are going to be.
Oh yeah.
By. I'm going to be sober, guys. It's been a long time since I've had a drink, but
Vegas.
doesn't mean that I'm not going to be stupid. I've lived there. I know what the hell's going on. Understanding it'll be a pain. Idea is to rent out small geo areas, say counties, for a couple of hundred. In Georgia, there are 120 counties, even at 50% occupancy. 25 times 200 is 5K. Do a national site with several states. Absolutely. You can even go, you know, instead of just like counties, you can go super cities. Case in point, if somebody would have jumped on the local hotels here in Phoenix, even the private ones, and started working a process, you would have made a shitload of money for your company. You would have made a shitload of money for the hotels, and you would probably have repeat business after the fact, because we've got the Pro Bowl, the Super Bowl, we've got a big PGA tournament coming in that Tiger Woods is reportedly going to show up. Don't know if he's going to play, but he's going to at least be here. And that's all within a 2-3 week window. And the number one industry is Phoenix hotels.
Nice.
There are hotel rooms that are shit that are going for $2,000 for the week.
Holy crap.
You know, there's, and I'm talking shit hotels. The high-end ones, you know, they're going. I have a couple of hotel sites that are out there. I'll even say it. They're churn and burns, and they've made some absolutely gorgeous money, and I only started them a couple of months ago. But I put them up. I blasted the shit out of them. They're ranking. I'm getting some good AdSense off of them. I've got reservation clicks. I've got a couple of CPA taps in them. I mean, they just look like crap sites, but it's producing because people are looking for Super Bowl hotel rooms.
Nice.
Still, there are people still today. There's you know, the cops, that's me.
Oh, okay. I was like,
you're looking behind you. No, that's here.
All right.
There are people that are renting out their homes. There are signs on the street. Make $10,000 this week renting your home for the Super Bowl. Do you think that's a scam? I do. Especially since it's on the corner on a little sign.
Well, I can imagine you could do that. I mean, if you had a big house or you had extra rooms, if you wanted some random people in, I mean, you could do it.
Yep.
You know?
The city actually sent people, the city of Glendale sent people around to nail those people's asses.
Oh, shit.
No permits for housing, no hotel permits, no taxes, no business license, no business insurance. They started nailing these guys because people were already taking deposits on Craigslist and shit.
Yeah.
And they don't even own the house. I mean, they're taking money to rent out a house they took pictures of. Did walk-arounds on the outside. Look at our beautiful house. Hey, we don't even own it. And they made money. So the city cracked down on them real freaking hard.
I bet.
So yeah, I mean, there are people who did it legit-wise and who are going to make a shitload of money. So there's a lot. Can you please $20 on 21 for me? Absolutely, Adrian.
Yep.
Is there a particular casino that you want that done at?
We can film it.
Is there a... No, you can't.
You can't?
No cell phones by the tables. It's cheating.
That's true. I forget.
Yeah.
We'll do it in our room. We'll get like a little... Like
we'll make a little spinner.
Yeah.
But Adrian, I have no problem doing that as long as you send me $40 in advance. Brian says, good morning, gentlemen. Apparently my internet is sucking Boise style today because I keep getting freeze frames. No, one time was me. One time I froze up a little bit, but
I'm probably freezing too.
I would say it may be a Boise issue. Let's see. Oh, Ed. Ed wants to know. Ed, we'll come back to the white label SEO, and it's both of our companies, just so you know.
Yes.
Bastards. You always forget about the handsome guy, don't you? You always go on for the young guys. I know you people's tricks. No, we can talk about the white label SEO and the leads and stuff. But what I'd actually prefer you to do is PM Byron, so you guys can talk, privately, because there are a couple of things that you're connected to from behind the scenes that you don't want the general public to know about. So.
Yep.
With that, let's see. So client acquisition, really, really cool. Use this device here. Start dialing everybody locally in a niche. And you might have a niche that you love that's going to make a shitload of money. Forget about it for a week and go after a crappy niche that has fewer people in it. They need marketing too. Remember, guys, you're not internet marketers. You're marketers that work online.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Avoid dentists, avoid lawyers. I mean, you can do them, don't get me wrong, but just think outside the box a little bit. Don't go down and hit up all the lawyers. Don't hit up all the dentists. What about? This is what I do, for instance.
I swear to God, if you say rhinoplasty, I'm gonna bust you right in the screen.
I was gonna say plastic surgeons. No, I'm just kidding. But think about this. So here's one of my little strategies, and I just pulled this out of my ass just today. Well, I've used it, but I'm just going to tell you guys. But so you're building a house. Think of every little thing that you have to do to build a house. Like, this is just one example, and I've done this before. I've wrote down everything. So you've got sheetrock framers. You've got the people who have the glass, the doors, flooring, tile, garage doors, roofing. There's literally like 30 different types of companies that build one house. Yep. Write all those down. Hit up some of them. Like just across the street, I've got some building going on here. I'm sure there's a little bit of building going on everywhere in the country. Hit those people up. There's a list of like 20, 30 niches, and it's not surgeons, it's not lawyers, it's not dentists that everybody's using. And the reason why people are using those is it's for examples. Let's be honest. It's not attractive to talk about the tile guy, you're going to go get money for SEO. That's why everybody's talking about dentists and lawyers and surgeons, is because they're high-end clients. But, I know people who are doing tile that are making like $30,000 and $40,000 a month doing tile, because I used to do tile. I didn't make that much. I worked for somebody. But my point is, there's people who are making a lot of money, and they're not dentists, they're not lawyers, they're not surgeons. You don't have to go after those type of clients. So just a little tidbit.
Well, I'll tell you, there's an industry that was really cool that I first found out about in Vegas, and then we were looking for a place to park the dog, and it's dog sitting.
Oh yeah.
I'm not talking about, the guy who pet sits at home for the weekend. I'm talking there are freaking businesses that have buildings that, they're boarding and they're calling them doggy kitty hotels. Those guys have cash. They're getting 25, 50, $75 a day times 100 dogs. You know, those guys are serious cash money,
Oh,
and nobody's talking with them. No, nobody's serious. I mean, they are. There's people talking to them. There's Yelp people talking to them. Yellow Pages guys are knocking on their door. Anything that's in the Yellow Pages, go hit up.
Yeah.
Go hit up. I don't want the rhinoplasty guys, and this is not a slam on Becker. It's the funny thing is as soon as he announced it, and he knew it too, everybody went out looking for rhinoplasty.
Hell, I did. I bought some Idaho domains for rhinoplasty, you know?
Yeah, and it was funny that exploded. Well, what screwed everybody is that they started calling all these rhinoplasties, and these guys got real fucking callous to answering that phone now.
Yeah.
So now you got to figure out another way. But what you didn't think about was, you know, if you want dental, teeth whitening, you know, some type of preteen orthodontal care, you know. Yep. But you've got a load of people going after that market. But how many people are going after dog walkers?
Yeah.
New York and California, that's an industry, man. These guys make a shitload of money.
Yep.
Walking dogs. They got professionals that they hire college kids.
They'd gladly pay $1,000, $2,000 or more a month to market their shit. I guarantee it.
Well, yeah, especially if they're pulling in Heidi Klum and all these other people are spending a lot of money for somebody else to walk their dog. You know, so I mean, there's all that different thing. There's a business in Vegas that's funny, but when you watch these award shows, it's called Fill a Seat. Okay? It always looks packed. The truth of the matter is, half of the time, there's no audience there, or very few people, and it's the first few rows. So they have a thing called Fill a Seat where you and I can dress up and go and stand there. And if somebody gets up to move out of their seat, they send you to go sit. That way when the camera looks, there's bodies everywhere. Now what's cool about that is you get to hang for free. You know, you get to see what's going on for free. But at the same time, if that celebrity or somebody who's, you know, important shows up, you're out of the seat.
Yeah.
Especially if you got a cool seat.
I've been to conferences like that where they do that, but that's just the perception thing, you know. Like they'll only film from a certain angle, and they'll even say we're doing it from this. Everybody pack up front. We're doing it from this angle, so it looks like we filled a 10,000 person room, and there's like 400 people.
And how many of you have been told that you need to stand up and clap?
Yeah.
You know, hey, show support, man. We're all here. They're giving for free.
Yeah.
Stand up, clap, show your solidarity, and then all of a sudden there's a picture on the web of everybody standing up clapping, and you're like, well, there were like 5 of us.
Exactly.
You can only see this whole massive thing. So yeah, that's funny.
Well, and going back to that client, you know, different niches and industries, I think one of the biggest barriers that new people face is they don't know how to come up with keyword lists. And I've talked to people, not keyword lists, but ideas for different types of local businesses. And I mean, literally we have Oodle Suggest, you know, Frank has Oodle Suggest. I mean, take a seed keyword, put it in there, you'll come up with more. Or, you know, use the analogy like I said about the house. I mean, just drive around and brainstorm. Take 15 minutes, drive around, write down all the different types of businesses you can find. Go through an old school phone book. Look at all the different categories of businesses. If you can't think of niches, I mean, I could literally grab a phone book and take an hour and write down like 200 different local niches that I could go after, you know, and it's simple as that. It doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to go after surgeons and lawyers. And I mean, I just want to drill that point home because everybody's stuck on that. They're, you know, even if I mention it, I know there's going to be people who are like, no, I'm just lawyers, and I think it's a mistake.
But hey, go pound it, get in. Just realize the entry into it's going to take longer.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to offer something that they haven't heard, or you're going to have to drop the price to make it super interesting. The expectations are different, but yeah, hey, go do it. Prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Just prove us wrong. And for the other people who say, you know, I'm not going to because wow, it sounds like there's a lot of people going after it. There are. There are a lot of people going after it. I know for a fact that I know 100,000 people went after rhinoplasty. I know 100,000 did because Becker's got like 500,000 people watching his, source wave. So I know at least 100,000 of them tried it.
Yep.
And said, I've got an area that nobody is. I have an area in my head right now that I actually did some research for dentists. Okay? And I looked in the area. Now, realize that there are 300 homes in this area. There are 80 dentists in the surrounding area, all competing for this one city. And I was looking at it, and it's a ridiculous amount of ad spend. It's a ridiculous amount. So I called them, and I said, what type? I said, I'm not selling you SEO. I swear to God, I'm not selling you. I'm doing research on what you've heard, what you've been promised. And the guy goes, we get promised every day we'll be number one. And I went, so why haven't you done it? And he goes, we've gone through everybody, and they can't compete with Aspen Dental.
Dang.
And I went, shit. Why? He goes, it's too expensive. And I went, oh. So how do you make your money? He goes, everybody comes to us because we're close. We don't have to advertise. I'm like, oh, you're right. And literally it was an island. So,
Yeah.
It was an island and it had all these dentists on it. And I'm like, what, is everybody losing their teeth? I mean, damn. And I think it's a retirement place, but, I was like, damn, it's an island. There's no way. It's just one way in, one way out. You guys are crazy. But, it was everybody from around the world calling them up saying, we can make you number one. And you've got to have that plan. You've got to have the client. You've got to have the way, and you've got to have money. So, going after doggy daycares, the resorts, all that stuff like Christine's saying, that is just a way to think outside the box, and suppliers of that. Go after charities, man. Charities love it. Don't tell me charities don't have money.
They do.
These megathons that they hold, look at, we made $10 million, and 80% of that's going to the administrator.
Yep. And I'll be a little candid here. Some of my bigger, like I do web design as well, some of my bigger websites have been nonprofits and charities because they get a grant for like $1 million and they've got 10 grand to not blow on their website, but to use on their website. And I'm not trying to gouge them. They're just like, this is our budget, and you work within their budget.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, you keep plugging away, and go for the crazy ones, but go for quality ones.
Yeah.
Go for the ones that are really interested in, and everybody says, look for who's already spending money. You don't have to look in Google AdWords to see who's spending money online. You don't have to. If they're not spending money online, get them to spend money online.
Yes.
You don't have to tell them that there's this crazy-ass thing, but you can tell them that they're competitors online, and they should be too.
Yep.
It's an untapped market for that industry, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. Let's see here. I believe that this is our big Kevin Smith. He says, I have a site ranking top 3 all over the nation in an automotive care niche. Now I'm starting to contact potential clients trying for big chains and also individuals. Got a few tips for me. Well, you're ranked, so you've got proof of concept.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing right there. The biggest hurdle is you've already ranked, which is good. Now you need someone to sell it, basically.
Yeah, and it's going to be, depending on the niche of the sub niche of it. Let's say auto body, for instance. You got Mako, and you've got Earl Scheib, if they're even in business still. But you've got the local guy. Like there was a company I know that was 3C that was real big in the city I lived in, 3C Auto Body. And we had talked to them, and they're like, well, we're spending, we do 50 ads a day on the radio. And I went, well, that's awesome. But does anybody call you when that ad's running, or do you just want to beat them up until they can't remember anything but you?
Yeah, and how do you know there's an ROI?
We said if we beat them up, they'll remember and they'll call. And I go, well, they will. But how about when the guy has a fender dent? As soon as the accident happens, he knows you. Well, how's that happen? Build an app that ties into, if you got an accident, hit this and we'll take care of it right now. We'll start the process to help you. Now, I'm seeing insurance companies doing that. Allstate's got it. It's called the insurance app for Allstate. You can take a picture of it. They'll send the guy out. Your rental car is being delivered. All that. So trying to figure out that cool little thing that you can add to what you're doing, you're number one there. But now how does that help them with you being number one, let's say nationally? You'll need a national company because a guy who's in Idaho does not need to advertise in Arizona unless he has an Arizona store also.
Yep.
The sales aspect of it, I would call anybody local that could use, something and say, hey, I got this killer idea for you. This site goes for $2,500 a month. I'm willing to have you fill a space on the site for me. It's kind of like what newspapers do. It's called ad fill. You get discount because there's remnant left over, remnant ads. I'm willing to let you have a page on here. It's the #1 ranked website for this industry at a lower cost. But if I get this national company in as a client, I got to bump you. So we're doing this month to month, so there's no long-term commitment. They might jump on that. It literally, remnant advertising is on the radio, TV, and everything else. I got 30-second spot. This guy wants it for $10. They put in the ad. This guy wants it for $30. They put him in on the ad. So it's an opportunity to say, hey, we have this set up. We're looking for advertisers. We're willing to give you a discount, but not a contract because we need the bigger companies to come in and fill that shit. So that's a suggestion. Or hook up with Passive Massive, or is it Massive Passive? On Facebook.
I'm not sure.
Huh?
I can't remember which one it is.
It's one of the words are one way or another, and they talk a lot about sales and stuff. So that's a good way to get on there. And
Massive Passive.
Yeah. Massive Passive. There you go. And they've got some sales guys who might have some ways of helping you close. Gregory Sinclair says, I think he's referring to rhinoplasty. Does not work in the UK. We call it a nose job. We call it a nose job in the US too. But there's no nose job doctors. They study rhinoplasty, and they have their degrees, their medical degrees in that practice. But yeah, it's nose jobs, boob jobs. There's hemorrhoid doctors who do that, and proctologists also need to advertise. I haven't stepped into that field of marketing yet. Your asshole bothering you? Call Dr. Sphincter. Sorry, stupid ass shit. Let's see. Doug has an Oodle Suggest question. Speaking of Oodle Suggest, yesterday in the mastermind call, you talked about getting a couple of hundred long tail keywords and building a site with those. I didn't understand what you did. Could you explain? Not trying to be a pain. Doug, you're not being a pain, dude. That's cool. What we've done is put in a keyword. Well, before I go into that, Oodle Suggest is free. It's a keyword harvester that uses a bunch of different things to pull in keywords from Google, Bing, Yahoo, all those things, depending on what tab you're on. We do not ask for any money. There are ads. If you see a cool ad, click on it, buy something, and then we just get that. But we're going to be asking for donations on the site for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Once we talk to them and we get everything, we're going to have an ad campaign on the side that is going to be just for them. We get none of the money. We don't even touch the money. It is all handled by them. We're just going to keep tabs of what people have donated, not who donated, but the amount, and monitor that. That's going to be a project that we're working on. So if you use Oodle Suggest and you like it, and you've got a couple of bucks, click on the donation and donate to a cause that I only support because we've used their service, and they are an awesome group of people. So, Oodle Suggest. Let's see if I can say, you know what? Let's see if I can do this. Let me make sure I don't have any secret tabs open that I don't want people to see. And look at that, I do. No, it's not porn, guys, so get off of it.
Secret tabs.
I'm going to open up. I'm going to see if I can do this screen share that everybody loves so much with. Yes, and I'm actually monitoring the 14,300 Chrome.exe browser extensions that are open on my computer.
Oh, yeah. I hate that.
Dude, I wish Chrome would just make it one use.
You go into the task manager, and there's like 15 to 20 different Chrome instances. It's crazy.
This is awesome. Look, Google Hangouts is actually going to block my Oodle Suggest page.
What?
Present to everyone. Look at that. Wow, they cock blocked me. Bastards.
It's just black.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the screen share does that. It's horrible, horrible. Okay, but let me do it, and you can walk along. You're not going to see my screen, but you are going to type in the term car repair and get your keywords. You are then going to let it run for as long as you want. And let's just hit stop. Job is stopped. In that bit of time, we got 338 keywords. I'm not kidding you. I would actually show you, but Google doesn't want me to. Let me see if it'll do it now since it's, yeah, bastards. It's not going to let me. All right, cancel that. So we have just from the bottom of it, we have car repair quote template. Not anything. Car repair questions answered free. That you make a page out of. Right there. That's your title. You know it because people are searching for it. That's why it was suggested from Google. People are there. Now there's a couple of more. Let's say there's car repair questions. That's another page or post. You have car repair quote. That's a tough one, but you can throw that on your page. There's car repair podcast. There's, oh my God, car repair Plano. Car repair prank calls. Pittsburgh, Peoria, Paint, Phoenix, Provo, Parks, Portland, Place, Price. All of these car repairs of Little Elm, car repair or replace. Each one of those results can be its own page or post on your site. Now, this technique is for burn and churn, affiliate, overlays. It's not for your client. You can take those other terms after car repair and use that for clients because those are keywords that people are searching for related to car repair. If it has a city name, replace it with your city or county, or replace it with all of them.
So you can get ideas. You just have to use a little bit of brain power.
Yeah, you're going to have to. I mean, there's one here that says car repair open Saturday. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are looking for car repair places open Saturday, and I know of a couple of repair shops that don't open on Monday, but are working on Saturdays. and they get a shitload of business because they're the only ones open. And there's, you know, a whole plethora of being able to take these and knock them as a niche or as a page or a post, and then put up content and, you know, drop a couple of ads. You're going to rank for them because they're longer, long tail. It's not just car repair. It's not car repair in or car repair near me or car repair for. And there's one for you. I'll give you a bunch of them. Car repair for and every manufacturer of a car.
Yeah,
then you
that's
can
a good
do
one.
car repair for the make and model of a car in the subdomain or the sub category of that model.
There's an idea for a
Literally.
massive site.
That site would be a ton. And then if you add the year, make, model, holy crap! I mean, you've got a site.
Year, make, model.
That site would be huge. And you just overlay it with the local car repair guy, and he's going to, you know, and that could also go for car sales. You know, used car sales, boom, 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 boom. You know, and I mean, it's just
parts.
It's that, yeah. Oh my God! Could you imagine your local Napa guy ranking for 1972 Chrysler, you know, Riviera or whatever car parts, and that dude's like, oh yeah, junkyard or him?
Yeah.
I mean, you got a recycling center. Every freaking metal known to man could be listed as a category, and then subcategories, and I mean, so any of these niche type things, you'll be able to. I hope that answers. It's put it in, let it spit out, and if it doesn't make sense or it just sounds stupid, don't use it. Just don't use it. You'll be okay. Proctology niche is a black hole. Ah, that was good. I like that.
Good one.
Excellent, excellent. Christine says, Ed. I'm not sure if she's talking Mr. Ed, the TV show Ed, or whatever.
I think she's getting mad that, well, not mad. She's just calling Ed out on his comment, maybe.
Okay, yeah. Aftermarket parts, absolutely. Gonti says oodlesuggest.com/oodlesuggests. Yes.
Is that the URL?
No, that's the broken URL. That's an old one that's sitting there that says, it might be, I don't know what the hell that one is, but it's there.
Well, we'll redirect it.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the fact that it says the No Bullshit SEO Show. No, that's our oodlesuggest. That's just a different keyword. Oodlesuggest.com is the big power engine behind Oodlesuggest. But there are different ones. There are actually 3 main pages on there. And I saw the logo that said No Bullshit SEO, so it's like, yeah, okay, whoops, is that what I was supposed to use? Yeah, so I mean, those are things that think outside the box. You know what? And I will take this, and I heard it from somebody, so it's a stolen idea. You can go after the term that has 1,000 searches, or you can go after 1,000 searches that have 1. It depends on where you want to run your business. I personally will not go after a term that I know, such as an affiliate for a WSO launch. Everybody is going to search for the product name. So put bonus or review after it. You're right. Except everybody's doing that. So just go back to using the product name. I mean, if everybody's doing review, go to bonus. Oh, everybody's doing bonus and review. But nobody's going after just the name. So there are a million ways to do it. And the coolest part is when he's giving hand signals and I have no idea what the hell he's pointing at. And you're muted, so I can't even hear what
I was going back and forth,
back and forth. Yeah, okay. I'm like, what?
I just make hand motions sometimes, and I don't know if you have like my box enabled on the bottom or if we're doing it,
Dude,
so.
I don't go near your box.
I know, but I always like to have it available.
Don't have it available, you pervert.
I meant a literal box.
Hangout. Oh my God, they're gonna black flag this as a keyword for fucking my box.
Box.
Oh, priority mail. What did I get? Okay, now here's one that Ed Stapleton Jr. has for us. This is going to be a bitch of a question, and I'm gonna let Byron handle that one.
All right, this one? Okay. Do you guys do the SEO yourself, or do you hire employees, VAs, outsource? Walk you through for our fulfillment process. Well, I can say some things about it. I mean, let's see. So your first question, do we use employees? Yes. But what?
I muted you. You went but and you went mute because I muted you because there are secrets. No, go ahead.
No.
I just wanted to see if you were going to get the notice and go. Everybody be like, "What the hell did he say?" Checking their volume. Oh my God, he's giving away the prime goal. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but seriously, I mean, it's honestly a little bit of all of it. But I'll tell you one thing: if I can't get into the processes and do stuff myself, I don't like to outsource that. I don't like to hand that off to someone else if I'm not capable of doing it. The point of hiring people and outsourcing is I don't just call up or Skype some guy in India and say, hey, handle the SEO. I don't know how to do it. If I ever do that, which yeah, I have people inside and outside the country, I say this is how you do it. Only do it my way because this is how it works, and then they fulfill the work in the manner that I would like it fulfilled, and so yes, Frank and I use outsourcers, we use VAs, the virtual assistants do anything from helping us keep, some events coordinated, calendars, on task, all kinds of stuff just to help us because there's so much shit going on all the time that we have to stay on the same page. So there's varying degrees of how we use this in our business, but as far as fulfillment, yeah, absolutely. It's the difference between me being able to take on 5 to 10 clients and me being able to take on 50 clients of the same size. It's just impossible for me to take on 50 clients that, even if they are low demand every month, I'm not going to be able to do that unless I somehow outsource or systemize it in such a way that I have people working for me. So I have a lot of local connections here, in Idaho, just people I've worked with through the years. So it's honestly a kind of a grab bag of different sources, but we've got the shit worked out. And I'm not going to go into exactly the inner workings just because there's no point. And I've been growing my business for several years now, so there's really no benefit to me to tell you. But honestly, it's kind of just, and I'm not saying figure it out yourself. I am saying that when you start coming across it and you need an extra person, there's always avenues to find them. Freelance sites, make sure it's a quality person, but that's how I got a lot of my VAs. Local people, advertise on Facebook. Post to all these SEO people on Facebook, say, hey, I need someone for $10 an hour to do WordPress work, or to do, build me some links or social signals, whatever you need. That's exactly how I started, and that's exactly, if I need someone else, that's exactly what I would do, is just post about it. So
yeah, to jump in and add to it, I do it myself. I learn it so I know it. I don't have to learn it and know how to do it as the best guy. I don't have time for certain things. I suck at HTML, but I'm interested in it, so I play with some of it. But if it's a client site, I don't dick with that stuff. I hire the experts. You want to know about VAs and outsourcing? This is a free plug for my buddy, Chris Ducker. I've been following this guy for years. Virtual Freedom. It's a real book. He has podcasts. He has one of the largest outsourcing companies in the Philippines. It is his job. It is his life. He owns the outsourcers. And he has a different way. They're not just freelancers. They're literally virtual assistants. So grab the book. I mean, it's got resources. It's got ways to do it, how to know that you're ready for it. Most of my shit's outsourced to my team. Nice.
So you guys don't know I'm BSing you. Me and Frank think alike.
Well, Chris is great. I've talked to him on the phone. I actually, we all were it was a small group of people that ended up connecting. Mike McAllowitz got interviewed by Chris. I reached out to Mike. I ended up, talking with Mike on the phone on a few things. He's a writer and a business owner. Chris was running his virtual assistant stuff and was getting bigger and bigger. He's actually bought other companies. He's got a kick-ass podcast. He will answer your questions. Hook up with him on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. He runs a conference in the Philippines that people fly from Australia, New York, California to sit down. Some of the biggest gurus in internet marketing use his products and services.
Yep.
Because there's things that I don't want to do that I just don't want to do. I would outsource my laundry, except my wife doesn't want me to. I order my groceries, so I outsource my groceries, and they get delivered to me. I outsource whatever I can. There are people who are better at doing what I need done, so I pay them.
Yeah.
And
same here. I mean, like my girlfriend, she's like, why are you ordering this stuff from Amazon Pantry? I'm like, so I don't have to go to Walmart. Like, you know what I mean? And it's the same concept. And, going back to that, when I mentioned I only hire people if I know exactly what they're doing, that's for SEO, just because I've been doing SEO for years. All the technical stuff, I personally know it. But like graphics, I mean, Frank and I are doing some stuff right now. Guess what? I'm not a graphic designer. I hire it out because I have no clue how to build. I mean, I can build rudimentary buttons and stuff, but I'm not a graphic designer. So I outsource it.
I threw up the page yesterday, and I really am interested in the HTML, but I'm not interested in it that much.
Yeah.
I want to know the inner workings and know how it kind of goes so that, I know what the process is. But I want it to look like this. I want it to do it, and you're a web designer, so I'm going to call you up and we're going to flip it. That's what's going to happen. So do I outsource my SEO? Yeah, certain parts of the SEO, absolutely. But I've already know it. I already know what the process is, and like Byron said, there is a way that we do it. Byron does it differently than me. There are certain things that Byron has a way of doing that I can't get my head around yet. And he's trying to get me to understand it. Okay, cool. He outsources that because he's got it accomplished and he's written it down and it's step by step, and here, now you do this over and over and over. It's automating with a human person. So how much of the business do I outsource? Probably 70, 80%. It's just like hiring a secretary. How much letter writing and emails do you answer? Well, none. That's what the secretary's for. Yep. Shit comes into me that, I automate, knowing that people, my follow-up, Salesforce.com and all those guys, that's automation process, and it's either a person or a system, and you should have systems for everything.
You should.
I don't know. There is this thing that says the internet lifestyle. I get up when I want, go where I want, and everything else, and my wife says, hey, we're going to go on a cruise, and I said, absolutely. As long as there's an internet connection.
Yeah, I have to have one too.
And she goes, you know how much it costs to have internet on a boat? I said, I don't care. I have to be connected. It's my business. I do not put in 4 hours a week. I wish I did.
Same here.
I don't. I'm not that guy yet. I'm not, and I don't think I ever will be. I work it, and I work it hard. And I enjoy the hard work. But Yeah, we have employees, man. I mean, I don't know anybody who doesn't. Certain parts of everything's going to have to be outsourced to somebody who's better than you. I hate to do the sales. I can do the sales. I hate doing the sales. I'm willing to spend more on a salesman than probably most people because I don't want to do the sales.
Yeah.
I can do it. I've been a salesman. I just don't want to go knock on doors. I enjoy guiding the ship, not building it. Write that down. That was fucking good. That could be a T-shirt, man. Kevin, you're right. Mike's books are awesome. I've got a stack of them. I tell you guys, when I say I've got stacks of them, this is only a couple of the same book. All the same book. I probably have 10 autographed copies. I've actually gone in the airport during the marketing phase of this book, because I was on part of his guerrilla marketing team, and actually taken the book and put it in a bookstore at the airport. Took a picture and left the book. And when somebody goes up to check out, they can't buy it because it's not in their system. So now what do you do with that book? Why is this book here? And inside on the cover, I've said, please contact Mike McAllowitz to order books for your store. This is a free one.
Nice.
Yeah. See? Marketing 101 or 102. I don't know
awesome.
which stuff that is. Listen, last one is from Brian Zimmerman. We are an hour and 10 minutes. That's cool.
Not bad.
Kind of went fast.
Yeah.
A lot of rambling by Frank Schwarz. Says, I found some very relevant long-tail phrases for buy ugly houses niche using Oodle Suggest. What an awesome tool. Thank you, Brian. That's exactly why we wanted it up. You don't have to log into your Google AdSense, AdWords, all that, Webmaster's Tools to grab some cool little easy suggest. It's Google suggesting it or Bing or whoever. If you want to know something about buy ugly houses, I have about 10 buy ugly houses URLs that I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of them. Not for free. But if you're looking for URLs for real estate, and especially that type of real estate, I've got some domains. Oodlesuggest.com, OODLE, suggest.com. Go check it out. Play with it. Love it. Love it. Love that. You guys love it. And when we get the donation thermometer on there, please click donate. Make-A-Wish Foundation is an awesome resource for children, young and old. PM Byron, if you're looking for some fresh quality leads, not scraped from Craigslist, shit like that, good quality leads, check out the show that we did last night. That'll answer a bunch of your questions. If you are not part of the specialized groups, specialized pricing is not part of what you're going to be offered. So just PM him. Is that cool? PM me on Facebook or email you or something?
Yep, we're still in. I mean, we've been doing this for a few months now, but as far as like offering it to the public and not agencies, we're still in the initial phases. So we will set up a support system soon, but for now, just message me. I'll migrate those messages to the support system, as things go along. But that's the best way right now.
Which goes to, we are outsourcing that shit too.
Yeah.
So this is all the VA stuff that we're going to be doing.
Yeah, we're spending a lot of time personally right now, but we're building it out. So.
And the more time we're answering emails is the less time we're making money.
Yep.
So hit Byron up for that. Go over to simeasy.com, guys. Sign up for a free account or get a paid account. My suggestion, get the paid account, get into the forums, start talking to people, stop looking around at all these Facebook groups that you may get conflicting stuff. Be part of the community, of course. I'm not saying don't be part of a community, but get to a centralized location of like-minded people doing like-minded things. And you're not going to go hang out at the doggy Facebook group if you're trying to learn SEO. So the guys at SimEasy are real hardcore SEO guys, and most of them own, operate, or are building agency type SEOs. They're not just the guy sitting behind his desk, but we have guys in there. They're willing to help. We help. Watch the SEO show. Like us, love us, share us, subscribe to us, tell your friends about us. But we have now gone an hour and 15 minutes, and what a kick-ass show. Thank you very much, Byron. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Got the camera in the background doing some nifty behind-the-scenes shit that nobody is ever going to see because I have sexual devices on the table here.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm kidding. I had to throw that in before the end of the show. Thank you guys for the comments. Appreciate you stopping by. We will be here next week, every Friday, 12 Eastern, as always. So if you are an SEO guy and want to come on, hit me up. If you are an SEO person who's got a question, post it. That helps. That helps. People will answer you. They will be willing to help you. The cool people ask questions. The cooler people answer them. So for me and Byron, this is the SEO Show. We're out, bitches.
See ya.
And I mean bitches in a nice way.